Good time zone, everyone. Chat has spoken regarding the traditional versus Premier here, and traditional beat out Premier handily. So we're going to best of three it with Zendikar Rising today. Been having a decent run of late. I had a hair scare on Friday as chat did their personal best 1 and 6 against me. But, you know, like, if I'm going to, if of all the things that I could lose at life over the past week, of all the losses that life could deliver me in the last 10 days, a 1 and 6 drubbing from chat would be my first pick loss of all the options made available to me in the last week where I could have lost something or won something. My wife's health is great, for example, or improving, I should say. Good news on that front overall. Anyway, if you don't want to lose any value, you're going to check out my sponsor, cardkingdom.com, because as long as you keep them on your radar in your assessment of your retail magic options and give them a chance at your business, you're going to be really happy when you do, because you're going to get exactly what you ordered. You're going to get it super quickly, and it's going to be exactly in the condition specified or better. One Card Kingdom trick is just to order lightly played stuff, and good 10-15% of it is near mint anyway. That's just my personal experience. I'm not promising you anything on some ratio of actual grading. I'm just saying that in general, super happy with Card Kingdom's grading. The stuff I get tends to be at or better than grade indicated. So really appreciate that about them as well. Lots to appreciate, but if you do want to go see what there is to appreciate, remember to do it from my affiliate link. You can do it from the link in chat, the link in the YouTube notes, and the link in the Card Kingdom panel down below, and then they know you got there from here. Then they're really happy with me, and then they say, we're going to help keep you stay on the air, Ryan, so here's some more money to keep talking about us. That's how it works, and just keep me in mind when you're buying magic stuff, and remember that you can help my stream when you do. And boy, doing it with Card Kingdom, not going to hurt. It's going to be a great retail experience for you. Let's get into the draft view. And I do want to remind my YouTube friends about the algorithm stuff as well. I hate to be a nag. It's weird to ask about that stuff, but the algorithm loves a like. Good morning, Georgia. You've been on my mind. Nice work out there. Thank you. Swarm Shambler is... I controversially cut this from a deck where it felt a little too clunky, but probably, I don't know, maybe I should have run it anyway. It was like a kicker deck, and we had a tough final cut. It's a good card, though. But Rebuke, straightforward, clean... powerful red removal, the magic number of 4. There's a lot of things that are at 4 toughness in the format that are nice to pick off. Then we have Cleric as the spell land. The splans are always something to look at. In this case, not powerful enough to first pick, I don't think. I think we just want the Rebuke. Maybe we wheel a Spellcraft. I don't think we wheel a Bugcatcher. Everybody's on the Bugcatcher now, right? There might not be a ton wheeling from this pack. But I'm going to take the Rebuke, and we'll see. I bet there'd be some white wheeling, so it's possible like this could be another aggro start for us, and we could find our way into some sort of Boros warrior. Like, maybe we take the Bugcatcher here and see if Tactician wheels. Charix is takeable. People are coming down a little bit on the big crab. But also, red-blue spells is real, and having an 017 on 4 to defend yourself when you're trying to go long and extract value is legit as well. But I'm with Fenor. I'm taking the Bugcatcher. It cuts red. We love our Rebuke. This is a fine card. It really is. I like Charix a lot. it does something very special and unique, but it's not. It's clunky, and until you have the mana to activate, it is kind of a attack by it type wall. So I'm going to take Catcher to match our opening pick, and we'll see where things head from there. See, then we get a Champertunity here. This could cut red completely, but are we being cut from the other direction? I mean, this isn't like some great red card, so maybe I'm marrying red a little too much here. Consumption is interesting. Scion is more for the life gain, more for the cleric deck, which has tons of life gain. If you have tons of life gain, this is actually excellent. But for where we're headed, this isn't very good. Fenrir wants the Scion spec. I get it. I think given our first two picks, despite how underwhelming this is as a third pick in the abstract, yeah, I hear you, Fenor, and maybe I'll regret the Scion. I'm following the Warriors for now and cutting that red, and we'll see how it plays out. But I get you. The Scion is very tempting there. Stalker could pull us towards a blue-red. I do like a Stalker. Don't like a Hellhound. Hellion, Molten Blast, even Raptor, maybe even the Stampede. I feel like I do love a Hellion, but I feel like these, you don't need to prioritize them. They still come pretty late. I think taking the Stampede here in the possibility of a red-white aggressive deck is pretty interesting and is better than sticking to color here. And then we are immediately rewarded with what? Like, this isn't actually a 5-drop table. Also notice the Relic Vial, though. If we had spec'd on the Scion, as some wanted to do, there is a world now where we have a Scion here, we take a Stampede or some other black card, and we do get into the Cleric deck from here. But Journey is pretty obvious at this point anyway. There's another Hellion. And then we get an Axe. All right, I think it's, and the Sellsword's still here, Molten Blast still here, Sneaking Guide. I think we are headed towards red-white Warriors again. Banneret could contribute to that. Do you think want Banneret number 1 or Outrider number 1? They're both kind of underwhelming. Neither are super priorities because they both, you tend to have as many copies as you want. That's, you know what I mean, not literally, but if they're in packs, they're going to be available late is the more literal explanation of what I'm saying. You would have blasted instead of the Axe. Yeah, I'm kind of heading towards the Warriors. I'm going to take first Banneret on cost theory, but like a Banneret can be part of a E-Wizard curve out that could be nice. Sneaking Guide also on that front. I have still not super impressed with this card, but I can see how it plays in the Warrior curve out. All right, well, look at us finding the right lane. We could take a Protector to get damage through, or just the removal. I think it's either Protector or removal. What do you think, gang? Are we just taking deal 4? It's pretty clunky. Like I've come close to cutting this, but I suppose it's still removal, and these go pretty late too. I'll take the removal. That's a close one though. Yeah, we're not heavy on 3 drops or anything, but it's early yet. Yeah, I just don't think Blast is very good. I don't want like more than, I guess I'd play 2 maybe, but I don't prioritize Blast. I kind of take whatever blasts end up reasonably in my pile. Well, all you hedgers towards the white-black deck got a payoff in pack 2, but we kind of got a payoff as well here. So, yeah, it looked like it could have banked either way. I still like where we're at, and War Leader's a fine start to this pack, that is. Gecko, I notice as well. Shepherd of Heroes, strong. I'm not going to risk it. I think there is definitely a chance Radianware, but with it, like if there were a royal eruption in the pack, then maybe we think about taking the chance, but nothing here is worth risking it. Omnath, we could take for some gemmage. That's 40 gems right there. But we have a Blade Master. We know that did some work for us in winning the recent Streamer Showdown. So we're going to pass on gems here. Although even in this type of deck, like even with Blade Master heading towards doing some really good things here, if you are gem short, go ahead and take 40 gems. There's no shame in, because I don't think there's a pick you could make that's going to have a 40 gem impact on your EV. Omnath is banned in standard, but they don't pull it from booster packs, and it's not banned in limited. So if you draft it, you can still play it. So anyway, my point is we're going to take the Blade Master because we are gem independent and don't need to chase gems that hard, but you can absolutely take Omnath there and know that you're being gem positive, like that's the best gem result. Now we get a Molten Blast I can get behind. We could take a Pathway to have a foot towards splashing green, but I don't know what world in which we find a reason to splash green. Maybe we get that landfall 6-drop rare or something, but even then I don't know if we want to do that. Media wants Scorch Rider. We have a Scorch Rider already, and I don't want that many of them there, and we don't have any Molten Blast yet, and we're best of 3. All of those things contribute to me wanting a Molten Blast, because especially, you know, if we do find an opponent with a bunch of key equipment or artifacts or something, we're gonna be happy to have it. Wow, okay, we're in somewhat the right colors here. I saw the Warrior, got happy, like, sweet, flip land creature, nice. Hey, oh, a Rebuke. We get to, oh, hello. I think we take Royal Eruption number 1 over Rebuke number 2. The face possibility here is quite real. 4 damage is quite real as well, but I'm gonna split my removal here. And look at these, you know, we got this as well. Spikefield Hazard, Ruin Crab, looking to ruin some days. But we have a Champ or a Spikefield Hazard. If we are successful in cutting Warriors, I bet we can take the Hazard and end up with enough Champ-like cards to be fine. I think we should take the removal. Another Hazard. Fissure Wizard could give us a 2. Ambusher is a 2-drop Warrior. We have some 2-drop action going, though. I think we take Hazard number 2. Hey, here's a Mancer. Was hoping we would pick up one of these. This is a great card for this deck. The reason why this card plays so well in the red-white Warrior deck, as long as you have red 2-drops, is that you're very likely to curve some non-wizard into wizard on 3, and then that leaves you with 2 red mana that you could spend on an Axe, on a Rebuke, on a Royal Eruption, on a Bug Catcher. So the turn 3 get 2 mana back is what makes that card so appealing, and that we're going to try to make work here. I'm going to take Hellion number 1 over... You like this Bland? I think, don't you want a Hellion over... I guess maybe we do take this. I've never really tried it. It's but it is +1. I think it's worth it. We'll take it. Yeah, it's good for Boros to have a little drawing power. I think that's correct. And we can take a Resolute Strike here, number 1, over Smite or Barrage. This goes well with equipment. I mean, we have 1 knife we're hoping not to play, and 1 axe we're happy to play. We're going to see what else we can find on the equipment front. Wildfire could, again, help with some kind of a splash, but we'll take a Lagak in case we need some reach. Yeah, I'm going to throw it in the board and hope we don't play it, but we could. Scorch Rider comes back. This is why I didn't want to take it. I don't want too many of them, and it's not really something that the table's going to value. Field Research and Reclaim the Wastes going pick 12 is kind of sad, but we'll take the Field Research. That's true, Media. I think you're probably right there. Maybe. I don't know. I actually think, I'll take it back. I think you're right that it might have, but I think Molten Blast had a much less chance of wheeling than Scorch Rider. Hey, this is a card for us. I wouldn't mind another Stampede, but maybe we wheel this Champ. But Gomafata Vanguard is the type of red 2-drop that makes the Warrior deck really sing. Did we get that? There was some card that dropped in here that I wanted to... Oh, here it is. Get out of here, Fort. Another Rebuke, which we're going to take over Song Mad and Shepherd. One more piece of great equipment would be nice, given the Blade Master. I really don't want to have to run this knife. I'd love even a medium equipment, even like the red common equipment. Yeah, it looks like we're heavy red, kind of splashing the white. A Cleric of Life's Bond passes us by. Again, this was one of our other paths that the road not taken, so to speak, and it would have been pretty good. Cinderclasm is a fine board card for us. I mean, we could take a healer into, but this ends up being like a 2/2 vigilance in our, which maybe is okay. Yeah, Cinderclasm doesn't wreck us really. Blade Master is tough, but we'll take Cinderclasm and put it in the board. It was about that or the 2/2, you know. And I think we take an Adept here. Again, not a lot of card draw in the color pair, and just a 3/3 beater when you are looking to beat down is fine. Running out of time to find another piece of equipment, though, so I'm getting a little nervous about that. Might just have to run, Blade Master. This is effectively a 2/1. It's like a slightly upside 2/1. Tactics is fine. We have a lot of removal, though. I don't know if this is going to make the cut, given the red removal we have. But there's nothing else to take here. Here's another Blade Master. We could just take the Kite Sail to get another piece of equipment for the first one. We could take Bug Catcher to just continue to solidify our powerful warriors. I think given the lack of great equipment, yeah, I'm just going to go with the solid Bug Catcher. This is interesting, too. We've got a Cleric. We could just take a Spland here, and it's a creature, and it can do some stuff. But Protector or Actual Warrior are also interesting. Yeah, maybe just take the Actual Warrior. We do have a War Leader. Felidar is okay, but we're kind of doing the thing here. Might as well lean in. But here we go. We're out of time to find good equipment. But we'll take a second sword. Wow, another Stampede or an Adept. That's an interesting conundrum. We have 29 playables, though. I think we can take the Stampede. Wouldn't mind that Adept. Banneret also, again, could be played, but I think I would rather have an enchant for the board than a Banneret number 2. And we get Banneret number 2 anyway, which we could also get Sneaking Guide number 12, but we'll get Banneret number 2 and decide. I mean, you're right, Jinx, but it's a land. I don't know if you've looked at the other side of that card, Jinx, but, on the other side of it, there's this land. Look at that. Mama wants sleeves. You got it, Mama. At most one Sneaking Guide. We'll see if the second makes the cut. I think one each of those 1-drops are the first easy cuts here. $20 on the grind. Could have been 60 if we'd taken Omnath, but we went for Blade Master instead. Probably, like I said, I don't like. I'd rather have Resolute Strikes than Tactics. So let's cut that for sure. One of these, and then let's also look at our land situation. We got 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of these. Journey is going to be at least a 4, you know. We can call this a 4-drop if we want. This is a legit 5. Just trying to figure out if we're 17, 18, 19 total range, but 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 21, 20, 19. This would be like 19. That's heavy red though. That's 9 white, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 red, 9 white, which actually may be correct. And now let's look from this view. Yeah, I don't think I want to cut the 2-drops. They really also help make Gomafada great. What is Sneaking Guide doing for us? Making bug catchers get through for some amount? It's a real combo. I mean, this is the real combo I see, although, yeah, and it even works with if War Leader is active, so that's important. War Leader plus, and also Teeter Peak. We could cut Teeter Peak, though. Yeah, we might need to discuss, let's look at our count too. 15, 14. Yeah, we really want to cut 3 of these, which does mean, I think, Molten Blast and Spellcraft. We have Royal Eruption, Rebuke, and 2 Spikefield Hazards. Yeah. No, not. I don't think we do. I think that's probably correct. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of great removal. 1 combat trick that can mess with the axe, and I don't want to go low on too low on creatures though. I like the 15. I don't love the riders either, but they are warriors, turns out, and they are the top end of our curve. But we can. How about I'll pull this as the final choice because this is the last section. So do you want a? I'll cut a rider. So now our rider is cut, and we're going to talk about what to add. All right. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on. I'm going to do a poll, and then I'm going to, while the poll is resolving, I'm going to fix my Warriors meme buttons here to put the right one on the surface. Anyway, the options for this main deck are, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Also, do you like 19? I mean, the other thing is we could cut a land even. And then we can talk about adding 2 in. I was okay with 19 because I would love to use Hazard as removal and Stampede as finish. But we have a pretty low curve. So I think 18 total landish sources when this is arguably a 16 land type deck gives us some maneuvering here. So yeah, let's do that. And then I can put back. I'm still going to vote, but we'll put the top. It's possible you think we should split. Like, let's put in. I'm going to put in the Scorch Rider back, but then you tell me Blast. Do you want to do Blast or Spellcraft? One observation is that you could like put in Spellcraft, and then if they show artifact targets and lots of 2 toughness targets bring in the Molten Blast, or flip that, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna... Yeah, we can add strike to the mix. So we'll put in, we'll say, do you want to add blast, strike, craft for the spellcraft, or I'm going to say other, in case you feel strongly that there is one of the, you know, practice tactics, or another Seagate banneret. This is best of 3, yes. And that's, you know, I tend to want Molten Blast in the board in best of 3 and main best of 1, but Blast is a fine, flexible card. It's one of these cards that you're often going to get a slight mana disadvantage. You will sometimes spend 3 to kill 2, but there are a lot of 3-4 drops that have 2 toughness and a lot of 3+ mana artifacts, so you often even get a mana advantage back. Really interesting. Second Resolute Strike crushes it. Well, Jinx, I think you might be right that it would be wrong if this were best of 1, but also I feel like, Jinx, you're trying to defend your position on Molten Blast in the abstract as opposed to actually looking at what this deck needs. I'm with you that Molten Blast is a reasonably valuable removal spell in the format. It totally is. But this is contextual. We have 2 Thundering Rebukes, a Royal Eruption, and interact. You know, there's just so much going on here already doing that job, Journey into Oblivion, that you come to a point where you say, it's not that there's anything wrong with Molten Blast, it's just that this is a job-oriented mentality, and we have this job filled. Job done. Mirage lands, and Mama, did you say what you want? I will, that's pretty funny. I'm in for that. That's even better. Chandra Fire Sleeves. And some land action. All right, do we get that right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, looks good. Thanks, gang. I'm gonna take a quick screen from up here. Get into, oh yeah, I threatened to update my Warriors thing. Let's see. So to do that, I need to open this panel. I need to open the Warriors thing, and I need to switch it from that to this. And then boom, just like that, it should work the way I want. Let's try it. Warriors, are you coming out to play?
Warriors, come out to play.
And we are on traditional today. We are on Good to have you all here, gang. Let's get going. I'll do a par poll here. What do you think? Average win count if we played this out 1,000,000 times. As a child of the 70s, the Dukes of Hazzard was my favorite show as a young boy. Like, I don't know when it aired, but when, like, I was born in 72 and it was like a late 70s show, so that like 5 to 10 age range, it was in there somewhere, and I was obsessed with that show. That was a great keep. One of my sad memories I have of my mother's father, my grandfather on my mother's side, is that he came to visit one time, and I had been waiting all week to watch the Dukes of Hazzard, and it finally came on, and we watched it as a family, and my cranky old man grandpa, who I never, this is the grandpa that I never really had a great relationship with, though. He was kind of just a cranky man, and he just sat there for an hour and panned it. It was just like, they should never speak. Why would they jump like that? That's a terrible thing. They're peeling out. They're wasting time with the peel out, you know? It's just like, anyway, my heart was broken. I like went into the bathroom and cried afterwards. It was like when an elder in your family trashes your stories, it hurts. Anyway, little side story there. I'm gonna attack, and then we can play Ambusher, but we should just, like, Ambusher might actually be able to attack better than a Sellsword if they drop something that we don't want to attack the Sellsword into, but I like Sellsword into War Leader for a 4-2 and a 2-3. Let's see what they can do about that. So that's interesting. We are gonna go ahead and play the War Leader and offer both of these creatures for the Blight Priest. Both the creatures we have that can attack are worse than the Blight Priest anyway, so we'll take whatever they want. Yeah, like it's a lesson. I made that, like, I had that experience, that my grandpa trashing Dukes of Hazzard made me cry experience. And then when I was a teenager, when I was like 16, I'd say, my kid sister, she was, well, no, I was probably 18 and she was 6. Let's say I was 18 and she was 6. I was in high school and I trashed her stories, you know. This is scary. What's this about? 4 cards, 4 open mana. Is there something that we get blown out by attacking into? I mean, Alliance doesn't matter, right? We can't stop that. I'm just like, is it the? It could be the rogue, the flying rogue, but that's no big deal, right? Anyway, yeah, I think the point is, I think we attack here. Sky Dancer doesn't do anything, and everything else works regardless of whether you attack or not. Yeah, so it was Deadly Alliance, but the point is it didn't matter that we were attacking. Anyway, my sister, my kid sister, 6-year-old kid sister, loved Full House. Anybody out there either used to love Full House or used to loathe Full House? Because I was on Team Loathe. Oh my God, that show. That show is so rough. And I, as a snotty 18-year-old, right about absolutely everything, was happy to tell my kid sister all about how crappy Full House was. Right? And I trashed it, and I made her cry. And my dad had to come to me and say, why? You know, that's not cool, man. That doesn't do anything. Like, don't. Her stories are super important to her. Don't beat on her stories, you know? So, and then I remembered my own Dukes of Hazzard story and felt really badly about it and learned my lesson. Calling any earnest art terrible is just wrong. There's some stuff that pretends to be, is supposedly art, but is really just not. Yeah, I say stories to mean any... we all have stories that matter to us, whether it's TV, movies, books, wherever we're getting our fiction, comics, whatever. I'm just saying stories matter. With the Resolute Strike, I'm just charging in here, and we'll block accordingly, or Resolute Strike accordingly. Let's see, the 2-for-1 here, is that worth it? We can also just 1-for-1 for the kite sail, and that's fine. If we pump, we're getting a 3-4. The 3-4 lives though, right? So let's just take out the... well, I'd be with you, but like, we actually, it's a 1-for-1. I mean, if they have something like Subtle Strike, it could go poorly here. In fact, maybe it is Subtle Strike. I think what I'll do is offer the cleric, the cleric for Banneret, and see if they want to do anything here, because the Subtle Strike would be rough. Kind of want that to live. It's true. But then we'll have, as Jinx says, Rider, these two, and Strike for the next turn. Yeah, we could pump Banneret, but I think I really just don't care. I'm fine to make this 1-for-1, and I think they have something they're ready to do here. So worst case is we accept a Banneret for Cleric, and best case is we give ourselves a chance to decide what to do based on what they do. Yeah, 2 extra damage, but then we can't play the Rider, which is 4 damage missed. I'm gonna go with my gut here. And note that there's a pause. There was a pause there on 2 mana, so while they decided not to do anything, there's something in their hands still, I think. Blade Master is interesting. Doesn't do much here, though, of course. We have... Question is, do we have... If Archon blocks... Yeah, we're generally happy with an Archon block, although not on the Bugcatcher, right? Bugcatcher is a 2-2. If we send in it... Well, then it's a 4-4. It's just that then the Shepherd can eat the Ambusher. And... We can send the team, and it may be correct, but there's danger here. There are good blocks for Oppo, so... yeah, I don't think they're... I mean, what could they have for black? The Spland? I don't... Yeah, like the... I think we hold back the Ambusher here. I think that's correct. And we can even send Bugcatcher, because if they double block the Bugcatcher, we'd be willing to pump it to take out the Shepherd, right? But maybe it is just... maybe it is just Rider. But that's the question, right? Are we willing to go Bugcatcher plus Strike just to kill the Flyer and to threaten the damage? I think I'm going to do it because I don't know how much more valuable this Bugcatcher gets anyway. And that's what I was kind of hoping for. Now we can trade off here, save our Catcher, still play the Blade Master, and oh, looks like it is the Spland. I didn't bother checking for it. Or maybe they just have control on, but I guess they can do it here. I'm expecting the save a creature, save the Shepherd, and it re-enters the battlefield, gains him some life. That's a good spell from Oppo. But even if we did the check to, like... Well, it does gain 0. It gains a dead Scorch Rider and a live 3/4 Flyer. I think that's pretty good. I mean, the net life change might not be a big deal at the moment, but we also, unless we get another basic, we don't even have anything that can attack into the Shepherd and live right now. But Oppo can't really attack. We can... Hey, look! Hey, everybody, it's a use for the sneaking guide. Is there an attack? We have +2. Yeah, we don't have an attack that's not a bluff here. So we're going to play guide and pass. Oppo pausing again with the card in their hand. Troubling. Bugcatcher with Rogue is a 3/2, but if you mean make it unblockable and attack, yes, that's the upcoming plan. Upcoming, plan A right now is Sneaking Guide for the win. Champ is interesting. That can attack into the Shepherd naturally, and we get to cast it after using the guide. Bugcatcher is 1 point of damage more than the Blade Master, so we're going to try that. My issue with the guide has always been the 2-mana activation, not the effect. I think the effect the guide has is largely pretty strong. It's just severely hampered by the mana cost since you can't really activate it early. But that's its upside, right? That's its job. If you are running it, it has 2 jobs if you're running the Sneaking Guide. Support cards like Electromancer on curve, and break stalls. That's its job, is to break stalls. Oh, there's a bunch of them Radiantware, but as Warfurnace called out, I think the most recent one was Goblin Smuggler-ish. Like that was an M20, M21? Was it M20 maybe? And then the OG, I think, is a 1/2 that does that. Yeah, I think we might be on the run it back plan. We can be aware that we seem to be against a cleric deck, but we're not going to Cinderclasm. Nothing specific to blast. So yeah, I think we do run this back. Although we could bring in this. I think I like Spellcraft over Resolute Strike number 2 because of Shepherd. Being able to take out that big high toughness flyer. Although we do have 2 rebukes, so maybe it's a job that we're already doing. I'm gonna try this though. We'll see if I draw the Spellcraft. Remember that it could have been a. Well, strike requires. I mean, come on, Jinx. It's straightforward, right? Strike requires combat. Strike requires attacking and blocking to do anything. Strike requires a creature to do anything, whereas 4 damage anywhere, any target is just so much more versatile. We're going to keep this. Are we playing the Stampede as land? Let's see what we draw. If we draw a basic, I'm going to say no. Oh, we draw Valakut Awakening. I think that makes a better turn 1 Spland play. We'll go with the natural 3/1 over the 2/2 gets there with some work. Although equipping up a Trampler matters too. Maybe I should do that because we can potentially axe a Trampler. And then my sequence looks something like, assuming we even have the land, so the sequence here goes Bugcatcher, Champ, Sellsword, Axe on 4. Yep, Jinx and I have the same line here. Let's go with that. I'm going to say no blocks. Great curve out start from Oppo. This is about ideal for the Cleric deck at Common. And really, we're going to take it one more time. I'm going to play the big champ here and get that going. We're going to stay back. And then next turn, instead of Sellsword Axe, we're going to go Rebuke and then one of these two. Ooh. Wow, glad to have this now. This is what I'm talking about. I'm so glad to have the spellcraft and not the combat trick. So now, if we want the spellcraft available next turn, we have to play the Stampede here. We just Rebuke one of these two. But the healer's got to die right now. I agree with you, Jinx. The question is, are we two spelling? I guess if we kill the healer, we can survive the Blight Priest a little bit and wait until we... and try and basically not play this as land is what I'm getting at. So I am going to go Plains. I'm going to go Rebuke on healer. And if we go Axe, we can give... This can be a 6/4. And they would have to double block to kill it. This would be a 2/1 add, so 3. It's a 3/3 that gains, so this would be a 4/3. But that can be traded 1 for 1. We could also just drop the Sellsword. I think I'm going to Axe. I suppose the trouble is if I Axe, yeah, I'm going to go Sellsword because we're still defensive right now. I don't even really want to attack right now. I want them to be worried about sending in their clerics. I'm not even going to swing champ right now. I don't want to offer that trade yet. Jeez, they are just killing it. Game 1 did not show the quality of Oppo's deck. Game 2, they've shown nothing but rockstar cards for the deck. And we, however, get a little bit of action ourselves. We get to spike field that. We get to eventually spellcraft that. Yeah, I think we do Stampede as land now because we're in trouble. But let's go. Let's damage this. Kill the priest. Stamp land. And then we can ask them about the champ and know that they have to double block with either this or this in order to get anywhere. And yeah, I like this. They have to double block to get a kill here. And they won't. And then we have a Sellsword back to at least threaten something like the Blight Priest. They could gain some life and turn this into a 4/4, and then we can't block really over here, but then we get the Spellcraft to pick it off. Look at this. Incredible deck from Oppo. If we come away with a win now, I'm going to be thrilled. Yeah, they want the life spawn so much they're not even going to risk it against the double block. We could block the healer. But I think we need to keep threatening Blight Priest with the Sellsword. Media wants to block. I guess we could block, but then we just are leaving the champ back on D, which maybe is fine and correct at this point. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Because they're going to get a trigger off of these anyway, so we kind of need it dead or we're going to die. Of course, plane shows up. Can I have this back as a spell, please? Anyway, let's do this while we can. They have mana open. They could absolutely save this, but even if we're resetting it, like, we just have to do it. And if they can save it, we're probably going to game 3 here. All right, and now at 10, yeah, we have to leave the champ back. Gotta threaten a block here. And in fact, we're kind of in trouble if they... yeah, we can send Bug. That's fair. Like, we're never blocking with Bug, and we're happy to trade it, so we should send it. We're not at the point of chumping yet, so... Yeah, that's amazing. Game one, our opponent showed us some medium stuff. Game 2 has been pick 1 through 5 kind of stuff here for clerics. Oh, it's Fëanor. Gotcha. Well, no surprise that it's a quality deck then, huh? What do we want with this Royal Eruption? We can't even take out the Celebrant, but we could take out one of the Blight Priests. This is what's going to kill us anyway. Them gaining life is not as devastating as us steadily... yeah, one off. That's the thing. We could wait and try to kick the Royal to kill the Celebrant, but... I'm gonna do it. I'm doing that. Gotta do something. You want, but then you're, yeah, they might have. Suggestion that we could have just attacked with the 2/2, and then either they trade with the Blight Priest, take 2, or they block with the Celebrant, they bounce off, and then we can just use the Royal Eruption on the Celebrant. Not sure which one gives us a better chance of winning. I certainly don't mind losing these Blight Priests either, which are the thing that's actually making us lose life. Well, now we can Journey. Oh yeah, Cardboard Live is not open. Thank you for the reminder. I had a auto restart last night. Swing with Catcher, see what they want to do. Heck, we could swing with both here. See what they want to do with the Journey behind. But I think the defense is still good. Let's send just Catcher. CBL should be up now. Let's see. We can make this a 4/4, and it still can safely block everything, and we can still cast the Journey. So we get to do it all here. You want to equip and pass? I guess we do have stability here, but I also kind of want to Journey one of these. Celebrant's just going to keep plunking away at us. We could also be patient for one more turn, though. I agree with that. Like, there's no need necessarily to do this right now. We can see what they come up with for one turn. Yeah, that Angel is pretty scary. Great deck from Fëanor. What a jerk. Eroding my win percentage like this. Electromancer into Oblivion. Electromancer into Oblivion now makes sense to me, getting rid of Celebrant, because the Electromancer can trade for the other 2 creatures. Yeah, you like Priest. I like Celebrant. I'm going to do Celebrant because of my toughness logic. Although we can, of course, put the Relic anywhere we want. That's a reasonable point. So maybe this is closer than I'm thinking. Anybody else have any thoughts? What are you journeying? Yeah. All right. Because we can move the equipment around, I've changed my mind. Like, I was thinking the Electromancer gets through if we get rid of this, but the Electromancer still gets through with the Relic, so it's fine. And now we can even attack with Champ. And move the equipment after. Hey, look! It's a bad card from Fenor. You jerk, Fenor. Now we gotta win in like one swing. That was a top deck too, right? Darn it. Well, that could help us win in one swing, so I don't hate that. Let's put this down and see if we can somehow get there. We got to build up, though. Yeah, we do have 6 power, so we can move this over. All right, that's good. Right? This is can't be successfully killed by these 2 in order for Fenor not to take 6. Of course, they just get it back, right? That's the problem. They just gain it back. I mean, I guess we would gain life. Is it worth it to do that, right? And we can attack, and then at least our life goes up to 13, right? How do they go down 2? Whenever a creature you control deals combat... you control. Sorry, that's right. I was thinking our... never mind. Apologies. Yeah, we are going to attack. I thought it was a... I was thinking it was a mirrored effect. I didn't read cards is the bottom line. TLDR, didn't read. TLDR, DR. We do have another Stampede in the deck. Drawing our other Stampede would be sweet. What else have we got that solves Destiny? Really, this is the only thing that cleanly answers Destiny in our deck is the thing. Banneret, yeah, already does something. I'm just wondering, like, Blade Master turning this into a double striker would be nice. But yeah, really, we don't have a ton of tools here. War Leader pumps the team-ish. Stampede is really our game winner, I think. I don't even know math-wise if it does win the game, but it's the card I hope to draw. Oh, yeah. Game 3, anybody? Resolute Strike, tossing some equipment around along with a Banneret. Do we have... What do we do? What do we even have to do here? Yeah, I guess we just have swing, team, and pray. I don't know if we can win this game, but if we can, it's because swinging and Resolute Strike plus Banneret pump is good enough somehow. So kind of a no-look pass here. Like, we can't beat what's up top there, so this is our last hurrah. Yeah, swing all, let him block. Heck, swing all, activate Banneret, then look and see if and where we should cast the Resolute Strike. All right. Let's do it this way to be sure. Now I'll look and do some math. Okay. Casting it on the Banneret, yeah, kills the Gloom Hunter. We move the equip to... Wait, where's... So, do you want to move the equipment? I guess moving the equipment doesn't do anything. We want to keep it over there. There's no need to move the equipment. That's just doing it because we can. I think we still want it on the champ. Although it does spread out our... it spreads out our power a little bit. The thing is, we also have tons of mana. I think no matter what we draw, we can move it if we want. So I'm going to decline. Yeah, the lifelink made it close. Actually, should I wait? Could we have killed? I think did I just miss lethal? Because they dropped all the way to 4. I guess the lifelink had him at a virtual the whole time. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no, we didn't miss. I guess if I missed lethal, chat surely would have found it and let me know. But I did miss not looking. I missed looking for lethal. I should have. I didn't really do the math on +2ing an unblocked creature and then moving the equipment to it. Oh, they blocked all warriors, so I couldn't have moved it anyway. Interesting. All right, well, the land is actually a reasonable draw. We were going to find action no matter what. This gives us action because we can move the axe and still Banneret. But now we've got to figure out really what's up here. Relic Axe can go, is the only warrior left. We should put it on the Banneret, I guess, and be wide on that axis. And then we'll have... effectively, one of these gets through for 4. Again, I don't know what to do besides attack and cross fingers. So, I'm going to attack and cross fingers. I don't even know how this angel works. I don't know if this is lethal. It would require me reading the angel again. Whew! I didn't have to read the angel again. What a game. Get in here, Fëanor. I got issues. Bringing that deck against me. Fëanor, that deck is nuts. I am so lucky to have snuck away from that deck with a win. Whew. And a 2-0 win. Like, shh. Clearly I was the dominant deck in that matchup with my 2-0 win. Jeez, that deck was good. I needed like every piece of removal at every step of the way. We were trying to hold on to that journey in case of Angel, but then it looked like you were out of cards, so fine, we'll journey. And then, of course, as soon as I journey, the Angel shows up. Oh my gosh. But we did. We took it down. Thanks for the good game, Fëanor. Let's now get back on my side and help me go 2-0 here. I think Fëanor came with some preloaded knowledge, but I guess it's just the nature of the biz. Well, this is a really weird opener. Strike does nothing. And actually, it kind of makes me want to put the... Chat voted on second strike over a couple of other removal options. I don't know about that. But we could keep it. We have removal for early stuff, and, you know, we have a lot of creatures in the deck. We're likely to draw some. A little heavy on the lands. Like, this is a close keep mull decision for me. I'm with you, Jinx. I would like any of the other two removal spells over the second strike, but I just went with the chat vote. I'm gonna keep and cross fingers. All right, that's a start. Warrior deck hates not doing anything until turn 3, but I'm glad we do have something to do on 3, because we were in a spot where we might have nothing to do even on 3. I was really hoping Oppo would drop a 1 toughness creature to get value out of the early hazard. Instead, Oppo is unmulliganing, but they're taking some time to do it, so fair enough. We got a slow start. They mulliganed and had some time to unmulligan via card draw. We could, of course, rebuke that, but I just like Resolute Strike while it's good. Yeah, we're flooding quite a bit. Oh, here comes the flood. We will say goodbye to flesh and blood. Good Lord. Was a Tempest. All right. And Sneaking Guide did great work for us in round 1, game 1. Here, a little less impressive, but it's something. I don't love our chances here. We're an aggro deck against a 3-color control deck that has landed all of its cards and resolved a field research and a deliberate. Although the Tempest and Highborn suggest the deck overall is not, jam-packed with quality, so we'll see. Sneak will eat a Rebuke. Like I was saying, the 4 versus 3 on the Rebuke is pretty real. I tend to like a Royal Eruption over a Rebuke in the abstract because of the face damage, but it's nice having access to 4 damage too. Well, so much for Rebuke. Now we got a Rebuke and Hazard. Yeah, hold lands is a good plan. We do have the rare card, the rare Spland that lets us discard and draw. So good call, Jinx. We'll start holding. But now we get to do everything. I am going to use 2 cards to kill this. This is somewhat free. Happy that we can get it done at all. Yeah, that's fair. Great point from Radianware. I just kind of threw the spells out, but if we wanted one of them to be countered, it would have been Hazard over the Rebuke for sure. So yeah, this is a weird game, but again, I've not felt good about it since we basically failed to do anything to follow up. You know, we had a war lead. Like, it's been a very series of poor draws for us. Yeah, might as well poke it. But this doesn't really matter all that much either. Interesting choice. I guess these are both just... That's weird. I saw 2 non-basics and assumed that they were some kind of spell lands that I would look at when it mattered, and then suddenly it's like, oh, they're just dual lands. Okay. I could Rebuke, but we're at 20. This is a 2/2. This could be used for much more important creatures, so I'm going to use my life total as a resource here, take some hits from the Raptor, and try to do something like this, draw a real creature and win a race. Although, with the way Oppo's been holding cards, I mean, it's possible they're flooding too, and these are lands, but I don't have a great hope that we're going to untap with a Scorch Rider in play. But, yeah. Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Well, I'm gone. Main deck Smite in best of 3. All right. I'm going to continue to hold the Rebuke. How much damage will I let it do before I kill it? At least a couple more attacks. Again, I just don't think it's the priority for that Rebuke unless we are really up against it. And here we go. This is the card that Jinx was saying, sandbag those lands and we can reload. They're holding, I mean, maybe they're going to counter or whatever. We're going to try. Oh, it is an instant. Sorry, I assumed something like this would be a sorcery, but I do want to look for cards to use right now. So I understand holding it on the instant thing, but I really want to find a play. And with ooh, too bad it's a plains. If this were a mountain, we could 2-spell a little more effectively. As it is, I think with the kick it, I'm going to actually just go Goma. Yeah, Goma gives us something to do next turn with a kick Scorch Rider that I like. Oh, this auto-tapped, but I looked at it and accepted it. Maybe that was a mistake and I should have given myself more red. Yeah, that was just... I even looked. I just didn't think it through. I thought about it, but not hard enough. And definitely should have only left up 1 plains as opposed to 1 mountain. Can I kick it? Here, I'll do this one, actually. Oppo, nothing but removal. Kick it! Let's count it. 1, 2, 3. Why would... Oppo. You are nothing but removal. There has to be something in your deck better to main deck than Smite the Monstrous when you have Hagra Mauling, Deadly Alliance, Vanquish the Weak, Feed the Swarm, Subtle Strike in the deck already? Yeah, I don't understand the I mean, we don't know the rest of the deck. It's possible they literally have nothing else to run. I just doubt it. Oh boy. At least we can block that on the ground. All right. So we go Ambusher. Sell some swords. And have we used both of our... We did, didn't we? Spike fields. Yeah, we don't have a spike field for the Sky Dancer, but we can rebuke the Raptor anyway. Yeah, I think we side out the strikes and bring in Molten Blast and the 4 damage 5-drop. Any artifacts for us to get? Not really, but a lot of 2/2 flyers, 2-power flyers, or at least a couple 2-power flyers. We'd be happy to pluck out of the air with a Molten Blast. Oh, here comes the flood. We will... Don't need to play land to swing Ambusher. We have double pump and Resolute Strike. Thank you, Goblins and Droids. Appreciate the sub. Thank you. 15 months. Awesome. Kaladesh Remastered is going to be best of 3? Or do you want to do that together? We could do that together, but I thought it was going to be Premiere. Maybe they're doing best of 3. Yeah, hitting 9 is relevant. But also protecting against Mind Drain is, I suppose we can use... Well, now we don't need to because we're going to use this Resolute Strike to try and win combat here. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Well, they got a force block on the Ambusher right now, unless they come up with another spell. Easy game, question mark? Yeah! Wow. Survived 7 million removal spells to take game 1. And we're going to bring in these 2, and we're going to take these out since combat is hardly guaranteed against removal.deck. I don't see anything for a disenchant, though. Cinderclasm. Are we ever running Cinderclasm? We got 2 sellswords, so we're probably not ever bringing in the Cinderclasm. Higher stakes, best of 3 limited tournament. I'm in. Let's figure that out, and maybe I'll stream it whenever it happens, although I might have to do some delay or something. Yeah, let's put this back like so. Thanks, Nantuko. Great to have you here. How you doing, man? Dodging Smite. Yeah, that's interesting, Jinx. But yeah, we have a couple of champs, right? Or is it one champ? I think we're just going to get smited at some point, and that's going to be the way it is, and so goes. Yeah, we just have the one champ. But this is a nice keep, at least. And really, curving out is what we want to do against removal.deck. Let's flood them with so many good creatures that they can't remove them all. We got a nice curve out going. We do get champ on 3 into a double spell on 4, potentially, if we don't need to use the rebuke this turn. Thank you so much for the sub, too, Surion. Ooh. Double spell got more interesting for next turn, too. Again, not sure... I guess there's the rogue. Do we care about trading for the rogue? I think I would trade either of these creatures for the rogue. So we're just going to go ahead and attack. And if they have the 2/1 flyer, we salute it and thank our creatures for their service. Okay, us going 1, 2, 3 and Oppo doing nothing on 1, 2, 3 is fantastic. Like, go ahead and kill that champ. We're still in a good spot here. Oh my. Oh, don't look, everybody. It's gonna get ugly in here. I think we go bug catcher, axe on other bug catcher here and just ignore healer for now. And if they want to chump, go for it, right? I think I like that. I could make it unblockable, but it already is unblockable. They, you know what I mean? I'll even show them. You got it, buddy. You want to chump one of my creatures? Go for it. Yeah! No removal that game. None. Ooh, 24 months. Maybe I do need to come up. Is there a 2-year badge? I should look into that. Maybe I need to come up with a badge for the 21st when I start getting possible... Well, I guess I didn't... The November 21st is my stream anniversary, but I didn't really start taking subs until... January, so it might be January that is where the 24s start coming in. Is it? Or are you already at 23? Huh. I guess I maybe I was allowed subs when... No, that's weird. I'm surprised I have... Day 0 was about a week ago. But I literally didn't stream from this account until November 21st. Do they? I see. So November 1st is 0 since I started streaming in the month of November. But yeah, that's the thing. I a little surprised. I didn't think that November was 0. I thought basically Or if it was... Anyway, whatever. Let's play again. Oh, I was going to change. Oh, well. I don't like the double Resolute Strike in the main, but here we are. I forgot to switch. Got sidetracked. No planes, but can we keep this on the strength of potentially having 2 draws to find a 2-drop that makes the Electromancer matter? I guess we just want too much from this hand. We need too much to go right for this hand to do anything, so I got a mulligan. Now we have the opposite problem, but I am going to keep here. At least we can Relic Axe the Sea Banneret. And I think this Ambusher is our least impressive card. All right, that's interesting. I'm going to go with a Plains so that I can go Banneret into Axe now that we have Plains. Would love a land of any kind next turn of the basic variety, red or white, just so we can cast an Adept and try to find more land. Stampede will be played as a land if we have to. Really, what we're looking for is red, though. That's not a bad draw out of Rebuke. I mean, effectively, Oppo used a premium removal spell on our 1-drop, so... not the worst. Unfortunately, we do have to Stampede here. But fortunately, it does mean we have Adept next turn, no matter what. I'm going to play this first, see if we can... I guess it doesn't... Like, I'm probably playing a mountain, or the plains either way, because then we get the Resolute Strike, and then we just... If we find a mountain, we'll play it next turn. Didn't find a mountain anyway, so there you go. Too bad it's not a warrior. We could Resolute Strike it and get the axe onto it, but not a warrior. Funny stuff, deck. Pretty hilarious. That's right, it happens. We've had pretty good luck throughout this event. Just getting a little bad end of the variance stick right now. Game 1 is looking like a reach. We're not done for yet. You know, we could find a mountain off the top, pick off a flyer, pick off a infiltrator. But losing a skydiver certainly says, ouch. I think that's basically game. And real trouble for us, even in the abstract. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give up this game. We're getting teased by our deck here. There's... we would survive one more turn, but we literally had nothing we could play. So we play nothing, they get us down to about 4. Then what are we untapping and doing? Like, there's just no saving that game. So we move on with our time. And we take a close look at what we know. Looks like really not red-blue wizards, but more red-blue rogue wizards. Red-blue bug catcher, you know? I do like a blast here over a strike. Lots of small stuff we can pick off. Do we want anything else? Bring in the disenchant for when they steal our frickin' equipment. Ugh. Just debating whether we want spellcraft. Cinderclasm hurts us too much. I just don't, you know, I don't see bringing in a Cinderclasm when we're running 2 Cliff Clavens and a Blade Master. That just seems sketch. And like, what rogue, you know, what 1 toughness did you see that we're going to totally get? This is not necessarily a rogues deck. Like I said, this is a party deck more than a rogues deck. Switch a mountain for a plane. No, I liked our numbers. But maybe, yeah, maybe we do want 1 more mountain. That's fair. It's just I do want these sellswords on time. And we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 sources of red, which is still pretty good. Oh, you mean just add a mountain? I still like being a little bit land greedy. I'm going to make that 1 swap, not add the spellcraft. We'll keep 1 combat trick here. All right, awesome curve out. Come on, deck, deliver the goods. Let's at least get to a fun game 3. Come on, smash it. All right, this is pretty smashy smash. I'm going to hold the Awakening for now. What we really need is a 2-drop red creature. If we come up with a 2-drop red creature, or like even the equipment, you know, or the sword, then we have a pretty sweet turn 3. As it is right now, we do a turn 3, 3/2 with no value. So red creature, red 2-drop, red 2-drop. No luck on that front. Do we offer up the Blade Master? We don't have the equipment yet. Goma Fata is pretty nasty. I think we could offer up the Blade Master and that'd be fine. We're not doing anything to pump it anytime soon. That's another consideration here. I don't think they'll block. We have all this mana open. And Goma Fata is so valuable. But sadly, low value Electromancer. Wah wah. The real power of that card is when you have the 2-drop to throw out there, and then you've done this amazing board build by turn 3, but we missed. All right, we have 2 hazards in the deck. I would love to draw one of those hazards and pick off that Geopede. Royal Eruption is pretty reasonable on that axis as well. We also have an active Journey here. We could just play the Plains, drop Scorch Rider, and pass. I do think, though, that they're not doing any blocking here again. We can even send Electromancer. There's no... we swing away. Swing team, but I'll add the land to threaten our mana capabilities. Yeah, I think I like Scorch Rider here. If they want to play a land and hit us for 5, okay, then we're racing. They drop something else. We kill it with Journey or Royal, and then we're doing fine. Flooding on white again, though. Man, maybe I am supposed to tip this balance a little bit. I just really do like reliably getting our 3 white 2-drops reliably cast on 2. So they're not even attacking here. We can... I think we could pick off the Mystic and then offer up the trade on the Geopede. Is that reasonable? I don't want to Awakening yet. We can hold on to the land, though, and work towards a nice Awakening. But I do like Royal... I'm going to Royal up the Mystic and swing and accept trades here if they want. Well, they're spinning wheels a bit, but we're not really, like, really getting them here. And top is scary as heck. So another spot where we could offer a trade. Jinx, you want to offer the Blade Master for the Catcher? I don't think we do. I think we want to just play the Bug Catcher and pass here. Well, there is the mountain we were talking about, but we could still awakening away the mountain, expecting to get a mountain. Could also journey the bug catcher here, although I'm willing to send in the our bug catcher and see if they want to take a trade. All 3 cards and 6 land make me think that is not amazing, though. I'm going to start with the bug catcher trade offer, though. Yeah, that's right. It's not a trade. Sorry. It would be a trade if I attack with the Blade Master. So we'll threaten with the Bug Catcher. And Awakening is an instant, which I've learned now. But if I do it now, and we do find more land, we can move on with our lives and play the land. So I'm going to do that, actually. Hey, we did get a natural mountain, so we'll play that, and we can hold the hazard. And we got 2 pieces of removal. One is universal, gets anything, and one is very specific in what it can get. Plunder is putting Oppo towards having attrition win. You know, this was a pretty big play for us to even start to compete with a blue deck in terms of some card draw. But Plunder really just takes that advantage that we evened out right back. Yeah, it's good for us if we can get them dead, but if we can't get them dead, and they're at 12, it's not exactly a quick path from 12 to 0, so they're going to be able to untap with a ton of land and a lot of fresh cards is my concern. Yeah, true. Spikefield Hazard plus Blade Master is 2 points of damage, and we can now send in the Blade Master and see if they want to block. Hey, it's Jinx card, but we don't need it yet. We're going to try and use the Hazard as indicated. But we don't need it yet. I would rather use the Hazard. You're saving Hazard for face damage? Nah. If they were close to dead, I'd be with you, but they're not really close to dead. We're not going, you know, when we can use this as removal and save the blast to be removal again. Like, I don't even, like... Jinx, how do you can't not use that. Like, this is so much better to use to kill the bug than this. We're gonna add a mountain though. One of the reasons we brought this in is they played a ton of 2 toughness. This is gonna get something, no problem. I'm just thrilled. Whenever I can 1-for-1, like literally trade a Spikefield Hazard for an actual card, I am so in. I have to look at when it is, Haj, but I just heard about it and I would like to. We have the same play here. We can, well, not really a bug catcher. If we find a non-warrior, we have the same play. All right, now we don't. So now we probably have to journey the infiltrator. Yeah, those kinds of challenges are always about you're paying for to participate in a big, quote, meaningful event. It's not about EV. Never, like if you're an EV hound, you're never going to want to play Aspirational Magic. Aspirational Magic charges you for your aspiration. Aspirational Magic, by which I mean Pro Tour competitions and competitions that gate you into high-level play, that is the reward. The chance of making it to high-level play is the reward, and they charge you for that. We play the sellsword on the idea that the infiltrator can't attack through it, but I just want to journey this thing and keep going. And we even get to do both, so. Well, do you want to trade Rebuke plus one of our creatures or Rebuke plus Molten Blast to take out that warrior? Are we 2-for-1ing ourselves to get in for 5 here? I think it's pretty aggressive, but I think we should. Here. Feeling good as hell. Link for A-Team. I gotta reject that. Link was moved today. Oh, no, I did not. I already did that. No, that was completed. That's what I did. What's going on here? Hey, look. At least they don't have a piece of equipment to steal. And they have to block the sellsword. They go to 1. You think it's into the royal? Well, they still have to block, right? Oh, bounce the Oblivion. Well, let's just send the sellsword then. It's kind of the forced block anyway. I like Hodge's read here. We're gonna. It's somewhat. You know, there's the opportunity to deal 2 damage we're losing here to play around Royal, but as Hodge points out, a Royal Journey to Oblivion, even though we would then get to recast it, would unlock the Infiltrator and eat our bug. So I'm gonna be careful. We've already used our Royal Eruption. Just looking for direct damage we might have available, and I'm not seeing it. We do have a Spikefield Hazard left that could go to the face if we get in for 2. Scorch Rider, Stampede. We got some ways to close out the game, but we're very close to being stabilized upon. Thanks, Nan. We'll see ya. All right. Oppo 2 for wanting us there is big game, but I'm gonna, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I don't like, I'm gonna hold the land for now. The only way this punishes us is if we literally go land, land, land over the next 3 turns, and that extra pump on the ambusher was the difference. But I don't see, but we already have double pump, so. Good call, Haj. We did use our Royal Eruption. It's in the yard. I like how we're playing. I don't know if we're going to win this, but we're doing what we can here. We're in the 2-0 bracket against a deck that, you know, is going to come up with its bombs like that. This is not a bad card here, although, again, I wanted to change this out for, you know, oh, no, this is his post board. So he did keep in 1, but I almost took this out for the 4 damage, other 4 damage spell. I sure wish we had it now, but possible Resolute Strike can get us there. Interesting. Oh, they're float. I was like, why do they float red? Oh, because it's the Leyline Tyrant. Yeah, Ambusher can and will attack into it. And that's a nice draw, too. Just another lethal threat of some kind. So, we can go, obviously, pump once, because the Resolute Strike alone isn't enough anyway. Now, let's see. When Leyline Tyrant dies, you may pay any amount of red. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. So 6, 7. They're going to do 7. So I really should not bother using the strike, because the Ambusher is going to die if it's going to die. And I should just pump the second time. But what does strike do? I mean, if let's see. Yeah, it looks like maybe another into the Royal. Are they going for, I don't know what's happening here. I think if Rock the Red wants to go to our face with Tyrant, we're going to snicker and be thrilled. Okay, well, now it matters. Ob. I love it. If they go, he's never going face. Oppo should go ambusher 100% of the time. If they go face, we are cha-chinging. And that's why I was saving the strike, because I just didn't think they had that opportunity anyway. Action, please, deck. Action, action, action! All right, I like it. Let's start with Adept, keeping 2 of each, yep. Land, not what we were looking for, but we again have 2 lethal threats. That's not bad. Okay. Unfortunately, they're going to trade off the Cell Sword, and this is not going to be huge. It's going to be a 2-3, but we have a lot of warriors in the deck that could make this a 4-3 on attacks. But we just got to attack here and keep making them try to trade resources and keep hoping they're out of good ones. Adept is an eat, not a trade, so we like that. And if they don't have anything, this could be good. Yeah, we could just attack wizard. That's fair. I like that though. Clearing the board, making, because it's a forced block, and then they just are down blockers, and we have a lot of outs to making this 4 power. Like we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards make that, and 6 cards, you can counting the Stampede, make that 4 power, 3 or 4 power. There we go. Stampede forces the block again. Let's make it I mean, I wish we could just cast this as an instant, but at least this forces the crab to block. Just dragging our way to the finish line here, trying to get 3 more damage on Oppo. Come on now. Yeah, all right. Made it to game 3. So, I think with the Leyline Tyrant, this is 5. We have a couple of yeah, I do think we want a Spellcraft. And I like it over the strike. All right. Come on, deck. So close to 3-0. We can do it, right, everybody? Come on. Come on. Come on. Difference between 1,000 gems and 3,000 gems. Let me do the math. A lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I've spoken to that before. I do believe that it shouldn't be as steep as it is. I think they're making a mistake there. We're going to keep this on the strength of the Spland. We can go cat... we're going to go... we're going to go with a Blade Master on 2, because, or Sellsword. Probably Sellsword, because if we find Electromancer on 3, we want a red 2-drop. Also, Blade Master plus War Leader is big game. We really hope they don't kill the Blade Master. If they don't touch this Blade Master here, I like our chances. If they just... Yeah, that's actually... I think that's good for us. Now, the War Leader's got to live, and we got to find some land. We got 3 lands and a bunch of 2-drops, so any basic land off the top would be crazy good for us, so we can 2-spell next turn. No such luck. We could Rebuke, but I'm going to go with board building here. We don't have attacks, though. I don't know if Mystic is what matters. We're gonna build board and then figure out what to zap. This might have had a reasonable attack, but I would much rather wait until it's better than reasonable. They could send in Bug Catcher and start racing, but yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if they want to do that either. How to sell, so let's just make sell swords. And then maybe we can start sending those. Gomafada says we can make one of those not block. we could kill their Gomafada, kill the Mystic, and make this Gomafada not block, and then they don't have any blocks with the catchers, but they did leave up 2 mana and 3 cards. So that's a little bit concerning. I'm gonna go I'm gonna keep going wide, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going wide for right now. Yeah, Bane Veil could be what it is. Like, I just don't love attacking into that mana when we can keep going wide. But one more basic land off the top would be so good, because then we could have even 2 turns of 2 spell. 2 spell into spell plus removal. No rogues, so this isn't getting attacks unless they can play one next turn. I'm going to go Farsight and try to find a land of our own. Yeah, Veil is down. Should I think about an attack here now that's a little safer? We could just send in the Sellsword right off the bat and say, block what you want. I think that's a fine place to start. Because I would literally trade the Sellsword for anything on their board that could trade with it. Yeah, I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, do we want to give him more cards? But I really think we want to find another land. I'm going to do it. I get what you're saying. This is nerve-wracking to give them more cards, but this is great. Yes, thank you, land. Welcome, welcome. I think Rebuke plus Gomafada, especially if they do anything to try and attack with the Infiltrator here, could be quite the turn for us. And we still get a 2-drop after that. All right, they kept up a lot of mana. The Veil is again under consideration for what's going on there. We're definitely playing our planes though, so I'm going to start there. What if we go? Oh, they could have more. They could have additional ones, but they played the Veil, so they at least played one. It's an uncommon. We have 2 doubles of our spell lands, so you know. Now then, what do we like? Like, if Mystic is probably the scariest thing, but Spellcraft is instant, so we also have that going on. But I think I just like going wide again here. You say leave up Spellcraft. I'm just gonna I'm gonna send in the Adept. All but the Lord. You're saying all but the Lord make Infiltrator unable to block. Then, if we have the Spellcraft up, that is pretty good. But we can also wait and do that next turn. I'm going to get wider here. I like the Lion Hodge. I think I'm going to wait a turn on it, though. Into all that open mana, especially. Possibly I'm being a little too cagey here, but we also have one of our double spell lands is the +2/+2, so we could draw a +2/+2 spell land and just kind of have a win. I wasn't looking at pauses. If there wasn't a pause, that's worth noting for sure. Let's take a look after they pass their main phase, how quickly it comes back over to us. Good call on Lull Mage. That sucks. That's a big play for them. Now, but I'm glad we saved our removal, because now we have to unfortunately rebuke our own War Leader. But I don't necessarily think they're going to be happy with this. Like, we just take this and then we crack back so hard. Right? When we could offer a Sellsword here. But I'm going to be pretty aggressive. Take a hard smack and look to crack back at them. And are we dead on the crackback? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, these attack pretty big, right? 1, 2, 3. So they are 4 power attackers. We do get to play a bug catcher of our own on defense, though. So if we, and is this lethal? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. I think we send... Yeah, since it's not lethal... Why we're keeping the Blade Master back? Why? Because everything else is... I think we're sending Catcher. We do this. I think we do... But why not send the Blade Master if we're forcing the Bug Catcher to block? We don't want to be dead to removal. I'm going to do this because I'm running out of time. Now, if we draw a basic, we have a Kicked Rider, we have a Spellcraft ready to go to get a blocker out of the way. Yeah, Craft dealing 2 puts them at a virtual 6. Removing a blocker while them at a virtual 6 with this lineup ought to be lethal unless they've come up with something here. Yeah, Shock on the Craft is relevant for sure. All right, this doesn't look lethal. Should we just take this and have the whole squad for cracking back the other way? I think we just take this. They don't have Kicked Royal win. I guess they could have double Royal Eruption. I would just salute that. I mean... It could be lethal. If so, I'm going to say, wow, you had the 2 spells I didn't think you had. I took the risk. Yeah, actually, if they had double Royal, they go face-face, and then they're attacking with a Mystic that's, like, got 7 power or something. So I don't think they have double Royal. Yeah, Haj is and I figuring that out here. That is annoying, but I think we have lethal, right? We just go kill the Infiltrator, and that should be enough. Yeah, gang! Look at that. I love the steepness of this payout. Now we had one extra. Woo! Nice one. Again, we'll add this to Dex and claim this prize. I think that gets us to 8 boosters. We'll open a couple, 9 boosters. We'll open boosters tomorrow, it looks like. Nice. Those, I'm pretty happy, not only the 3-0, but I feel like we puzzled out a lot of tough spots today, gang, and came up on the right side of things. So that felt like good play rewarded. Maybe not perfect play, but good play rewarded in that one. Good decks, yeah. Fenor's deck, geez, started out against Fenor. Fenor's absurd cleric deck we somehow beat in the first round, and wasn't loving our chances going long against a blue deck like that with warriors, but yeah, we got there. Very nice, very nice. Thank you all for your help and support, and thank you all for viewing on YouTube. Remember to get that like button clicked, and forward my videos to people you know who love Magic. Let's build my audience, shall we? Thanks. Bye, YouTube.